Hello again, Kevin Yannick here with Pit Quarry magazine. We have again with us David Chereb from SC Market Analytics. David is a construction materials forecaster, and of course you can read his work in Pit Quarry magazine each month with his aggregate forecast piece. David, thanks again for joining us here today.
Well, I'm glad to be here, Kevin.
David, appreciate you sharing your latest piece for us. It's going to be published in our July issue here, and you touched on a lot of areas, but I wanted to focus on one in particular that kind of caught my attention. And you wrote about the states and some of the financial predicaments that they're finding themselves in and that they're going to find themselves in down the road here. So, you detailed a couple of states in particular, New York and Illinois, whose construction recovery may particularly struggle because of their financial situation. So what's going on in New York and Illinois? And there are other states that are kind of in their boats that are going to have some precarious situations in the months to come related to projects?
Yes, I called out New York and Illinois because I think they're going to have special issues. They're not the only states. If I'll make sort of a general thing, pretty much all the states in the Northeast and some of them in Appalachia, with the exception of New Hampshire, are struggling a little bit financially. They were doing okay, but with this lockdown and coronavirus and the shutdown of the economies, they're really getting hit with the revenues. On top of this, they're already high tax states and pretty much slow to no population growth. So they're going to have trouble recovering, gaining those revenues back. And I'm not sure which is more important, the social unrest or the coronavirus, but it's going to be tough for them to open up and recover. And because they depend on capital gains taxes, high income individuals, and some of those individuals have taken a vacation to the South, maybe they're not going to return for a while, they're going to struggle. They were on the edge. They didn't have much cushion. They have high pension liabilities and mostly high debt to income ratios in these states. So unless they get a massive federal bailout, they're going to have trouble. And I don't think they're going to get a massive federal bailout. Some bailout, yes, but not massive. The southern part of the country and the western part of the country are doing okay. They entered into this recession, depression in good shape. They seem to open up a little sooner, and they're probably going to recover faster.
David, can I ask, when you say maybe a little bit of a bailout, do you have a sense of what the dollar figure might look like? Any sense?
Well, if this were as little as 6 months ago, we'd be talking billions. In today's world, we talk trillions, but I doubt it will be that high. And how they split it out, I don't know. Maybe on a per capita basis, that might be a fair way to do it. But people typically ask for more than they need, whether it's ventilators or anything else. When there's a shortage, you double order. So in this case, our needs are tremendous. We need $40 billion. Well, they're not going to get $40 billion in a state. I'd be surprised if they got 20. And they're going to have to work pretty hard on their own to fill the gap. And most of them will adjust, but for those that are just waiting, it's going to get a little worse.
I would assume if that money is going to come, it's going to come sooner than later. So we'll keep an eye on that in the next weeks to come, I would think. And with the FAST Act expiring here in September, another few months, I'd be curious if that money comes forward. But David, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us, and we'll look for more insights from you down the road.
Okay, thank you, Kevin.